Hello, this is Chris Pratt from Eurogamer, and here's our first look at Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, a turn-based tactical game heavily inspired by new XCOM, but also it has a talking duck. As you'll see in this video, in which a couple of developers from Funcom walk me through a preview demo of their game, it's a bit more than that actually. The combat may feel very similar to games like Enemy Unknown, but what you do get here, before the combat, feels quite different. It's got real-time stealth sections, for example. Yeah, let me know what you think, and here we go.
So what is your objective at the moment?
We need to go into the camp and retrieve a generator that in a previous level we've been told by a survivor of a massacre that their electricity generator has been stolen, and the Elder has actually asked us, well, has basically ordered us to go out and retrieve this for the Ark. It will give us power for the Ark.
Right, and one of the things I really like to... So I've seen parts of this demo before, and you could potentially walk straight into the camp there and engage the whole thing, but rather than do that, another option that you have here is actually to scout around the side and sort of pick off a few enemies beforehand and get a better idea of what's going on before you jump into the big fight itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at this space here, it's actually a really bad space to start a tactical encounter. You've got no cover positions, you're directly in front of a huge enemy unit, and all your characters are together in one place, which makes you an easy target for characters to throw, say, Molotov cocktails at you or do kind of wide range attacks. So this is a really, really, really bad place to start any kind of combat.
So we're going to go around and take a side route. And it's also well lit. You notice there was a big spotlight. Spotlights, electricity, that's a sign of pretty, not wealthy individuals, but more powerful individuals.
Nothing. No one comes.
I like that. I haven't seen many turn-based tactical games sort of have this approach before a fight begins, really sort of getting to grips with the battlefield and setting up an ambush well in advance of actually the main encounter.
Yeah, we really wanted it to be a big part of this game because a lot of the team have worked on the Hitman games previously. A huge part of that game is to scope out your target and to find the weak spots and to exploit it as much as possible. So we wanted to go for a similar approach. With tactical games, it made a lot more sense for us to be doing the setup in real time rather than doing it while in turn-based, which can be really slow. So we thought we'd speed it up and try doing it in real time.
Right, so here you've got a ghoul that's been separated from the rest of the group, right?
Yes. And this ghoul here, the Howler ghoul, well, she can be a real pain because if she gets a turn, the first thing she'll do is blow the big horn on her back and call in for reinforcements. So you'll end up with a lot more ghouls to deal with.
Oh, I didn't do a very good shot there either. I wanted to do a critical. So I want to get rid of her quick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edge my bets with these silenced weapons. I want to try and avoid bringing another guy into the battle. Dux has got a mutation, a Mothwing's mutation. So I'm going to use that to give me a high critical chance and an advantage.
Nice,
over the
a very high critical chance.
Yes.
Yeah,
we're still tweaking the numbers, but
still not enough. So I have to make some noise with Bormin. He's only got loud weapons, unfortunately. Let's just use the Gaper, which is like a blunderbuss.
What I really like about this is that when I watched the demo the first time, you managed to kill this unit before with just silenced weapons. So at least I know that this bit isn't scripted.
Oh, it's not scripted at all. Thing is, we have a playthrough we follow because we've been showing people this, and this, we don't want to have a boring playthrough where we stand just chipping away in Overwatch for half an hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the characters will still come and find you anyway.
Yeah, I mean the game is percentages based, and sometimes that 80% shot will miss.
It's an Overwatch. You'll get. No, he missed.
Oh, nice. See, the percentages work both ways, I guess.
Oh,
we do. I'm going to go into Overwatch now. I know we talked about playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
we'll just do that now for an hour.
Right. So I've got a good chance from there. Let's go through the window and over here with Dux. And I might not get this turn. I'm going to reload now. But
I would start bringing Selma all the way down to the left to start to flank him. Because the pistol ghoul is sat in a cover. And cover in this game means a lot. You get a really big bonus being in cover. So flanking and being able to get above enemies and around them is more important than traditional tactical game.
Nice.
So as far as
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go on. The Overwatch worked out pretty well there, I think.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, this is like the action system is similar to new XCOM in the fact that you have like a move and an action per turn. Is that right, or do you have just like 2 action points to spend?
You have 2 action points to spend, and you can move or shoot using an action point. But we also have some mutations that might cheat the system a little bit and allow you to do a little bit more within one.
But traditionally, you can only shoot once per turn without.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Something
That's
like that. Okay, cool.
So I just went and took him out there with a fire pistol.
Nice. Yeah, that went down a lot differently last time I saw the demo.
It's very, very different each playthrough. Actually, sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fail the playthrough. It's going to take his chest, because all these guys always carry always have a chest nearby, like in most adventure games. There's chests with stuff.
Cool.
I mean, the game is very much. It's like the old school pen and paper games where you would spend a long time laying out this perfect plan of how you're going to do something, and then some dice roll would screw you over. So here you would maybe miss the 80% shot, and then the whole plan starts to fall to pieces, and then you got to improvise and get a bit more gritty in the combat.
Okay, so shall we go back to the Ark quickly?
Yeah. So that's the sort of the hub world for the entirety of this game, right? You can keep going back at any point.
Yeah, it's where all the mutants live, and it's where you're traveling out from each time. And the Ark is a bit of a mysterious place, because you get to learn as you're playing the game the truth behind a lot of things, which we're not going to spoil. But it is a meta plot based around that whole thing.
Delta's workshop is where you can take your weapons and upgrade them and modify them.
Yeah, and we try to be a bit more interesting with modifying your weapons, so it's not just gaining extra percentage chance and stuff. I mean, we have that stuff, of course, but we also want to add things, like fire bullets are a good one. So when you fire a fire bullet, you will do damage over time because you'll set the enemy on fire, or you can add a knockback effect onto the gun so that when you shoot someone, they'll be knocked back. So you can knock them off high ground and into water and things like that. So
yeah,
sure.
Playing around with more fun additions to the weapons is quite important for us.
Then we got the bar. Of course, all good adventure games need a bar or a tavern. You can get information and quests, etc.
Yeah, and we use the bar in this game. It's owned by a guy called Prips, the barman, and he is a bit of a shady character. He kind of deals in artifacts on the black market. And artifacts are these working items from the old age that you can find in the zone.
Right.
You bring them back to Prips, and then he'll exchange them for basically what we call group bonuses. So we have like a group bonus tree in here, which you can upgrade using artifacts to give you anything from more powerful med packs to extra equipment slots, or these kind of things. Things that are going to really help you in the zone.
Then we got the Elder's Room.
Yeah, he's a mysterious character. The first mysterious thing being that everybody who lives in the Ark is a mutant or mutated in some way, except for him. He's 100% human. He's also quite old, and he seems to know a little bit more about the zone than what he should do.
Right.
So there's a little bit of figuring out how he's connected to the whole plot of the game as we progress. So
we came here just to mainly visit the market, Iridia's market. Iridia used to be the top stalker of the Ark, and stalkers are basically the adventurers that go out and gather resources for the Ark. She's really old and sick now, so she runs the shop. A little bit placeholder in at the moment, but what we'll do is we'll buy this little item to edge our bets, because that will get us out of trouble, because it's quite deterministic.
I think I'm going to make that big grenade an actual game item you can buy.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's so cool.
And then we got a Aristo helm, which is a hat, and of course hats are very important to game design these days.
Got to have a lot of smart.
Am I right in thinking that one gives you the high ground advantage?
Yeah, because makes you.
I love that.
So.
I think that's great that a top hat gives you that.
Yeah, it's because you're kind of more highbrow as well.
Of course, yeah.
And it's like we have a lot of these different hats and outfits that you can find in the game that give you these passive bonuses, and we do have a bit of fun with some of them.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. We want to make a really polished game, but we also want to throw a bit of ourselves in there and a bit of fun. in there. So it's not super serious. There's a lot of little quirks.
It's kind of serious. I would describe it more of dark humor that you get.
Yeah, you can see that in the original trailer with ducks taking a look at like some canned ham.
It's not wacky. It's not wacky. But we throw a little bit here and there, little text references and things like that. You'll discover more when you play the game.
I mean, a lot of it comes from the characters themselves and how they interact with each other when they find things and discuss things they see in the zone. And the duck is maybe a little bit more sarcastic and pessimistic, where the boar's a bit more hard and I don't know how to describe him, more soldier-like.
Yeah, it's quite serious. I mean, they all are serious characters, but there has a bit of banter between them. Bormin and Dux have known each other for quite a long time, so they work very well together. You meet Selma quite a little bit later in the game, actually. She's
on the road.
Yeah, she's not at the very start of the game in your band. Right. 2 seconds. I think I need to equip some stuff soon as well.
Yeah.
Now's a good time to
I'm not seeing any top hats.
That scarecrow means where it's
Let's do that.
ground zero.
So let's go to the inventory. This is the skill tree it's gone to, yes.
Okay.
Inventory. So let's have a little look.
I mean, technically, you could put the top hat on anybody. It doesn't have to be the duck, but let's put it on the duck.
It looks great on the duck.
Yeah, I mean it does.
And we're going to give him the sniper. He already has a genetic in his mutations. One of his passive, his passive mutation is a high ground advantage. So he's genetically ready for sniping action.
Right.
That's because we have that selected.
And just to talk a bit about the mutations as well, we took a little bit of a different approach to how these kind of games would traditionally do it. I mean, a lot of these games would lock you into a particular character class and then a skill tree to go with that class, and then all you're doing really is improving your abilities within that particular class. We tried that at first, and we thought it was a little stale and a little bit being done a lot in other games. So we thought, okay, let's just do what we want to do. Let's just try something different.
Yeah. So
we allow you to pick up mutations as you progress through the game, and then we split them into 3 types. We might add a 4th. We're still experimenting with this, where we have the major, the minor, and the passive.
Right.
And then at any point, we allow you to select which 3 mutations you want to take into tactical with you. So 1 major, 1 minor, and 1 passive. And different combinations of these 3 mutations are useful and less useful against certain types of enemies.
So you can switch those out at any point between encounters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can just switch them around.
Before you go into combat, when you're in combat, you're locked into what you've got selected.
We call it the golf bag approach. As if you're walking around with a golf bag full of clubs, and then you go, "Ooh, okay, for this hole, I need this."
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just going to show you. You've seen this before, I'm sure, but we show you the split up, where you can actually split up the characters in real time mode and just position them where you want. This is really good for ambushing enemies and sort of looking around the level, scoping out stuff.
Before you take on a big encounter, it's a really good idea to split your team up and find the most brilliant tactical positions you can find really for that particular character. So
sure. So for Dux, now that you've got the top hat equipped, you wouldn't necessarily need to have high ground. He's just going to have it at all points. Is that right?
I mean, you could leave him down because he has some high ground. He has some skill. He has some passive mutations. Basically, we'll give him a bonus only if he's on high ground.
Right. Okay. Got you.
And of course, if you use his moth wings mutation, then he's on high ground for 1 turn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good combo between mutations there.
Yeah.
You can set up.
And you can see I've hidden him here now, preparing for this. When I take the straggler off, this pistol ghoul, I've hidden him. And if you can see, when I put the torch on, that the attention circle of that pistol ghoul is over Dux, but he doesn't spot him because he's actually in a hidden mode now. If the ghoul was to wander close by, he could spot him if he's up right next to him. But at the moment he can't. I'm just going to move Selma around to we'll take this guy out as well.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest thing to do is to take this guy down quickly.
I'm going to leave Bormin just here because he's got loud weapons on, and I'm going to just leave him there. He can read a book or something, whatever he wants to do. Let's activate Dux, and got a good chance of getting this guy right down.
And the crit.
And then Selma, I'll bring her along. She should be far away enough from the other guys so they don't hear. She's got a silenced weapon actually, so it's pretty good as long as I can kill him. He drops his lunch. So let's regroup.
Over here.
So the sniper rifle that you've got for ducks isn't silenced, but does a bit more damage than the crossbow.
Yeah, it's got a lot more range, but it's not silent. So
Right.
if you were to use that now, then most of the camp would hear it, and then you would start the big tactical battle straight away. Whereas what we want to do is thin out the amount of guards that we've got to fight, by taking them down silently with our stealth characters, and then find some good tactical positions to put ourselves in before we engage combat, so we have the big advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting seeing a bit of that Hitman mentality come into a turn-based game like this.
Serves you right.
Yeah, it's interesting for us as well how we can take the experience that we learned working on the Hitman games and bring it into a completely different genre.
So I'm just going to bring ducks round. We're going to prepare for the battle proper. All right.
Cool. So Dux is going to be your long range, and then Bormin looks like he's a big tank.
Yeah, I mean, he's configured that way at the moment. He has a really good mutation called Stone Skin, which will make him invincible for a turn.
But first I'm going to put Selma here because I want to prep these guys up for battle. So I'm going to put Selma here because she's going to be in a good support role at this point.
What is her role in the squad then? If at the moment Bormin's a tank and Dux is sort of long range.
She's got a heavy weapon on her back. She's got a like a plasma weapon, so she's got a really good firepower. So we're going to set something up in a second.
Yeah, she's more of a general purpose character. I mean, we don't really lock as characters into classes as such.
Sure.
We just have a few mutations and that might skew it towards a certain type of how you'd like to play with a character.
Got you.
But we don't force anything on the player. It's kind of up to them how they want to. You can have a sniper ball if you wanted. I mean,
cool. Is this the full squad, by the way? Throughout all of Mutant Year Zero, are you playing with the three of these characters? You said you find Selma a little later on.
You find a few more characters out in the zone as well.
Okay.
And then you can switch your squad around. So you could have these. You could have the duck and the boar and another character, or
right.
But yeah, well, think of it as more like of an adventure game rather than an XCOM unlimited amount of cannon fodder soldiers that you send out.
Sure.
So I just brought Bormin around because this big robot that the guys were talking about earlier has been programmed to kill mutants and probably going to get sent to the Ark at some point. So what we're going to do, we're going to reset it so it fights kind of independently.
Yeah,
so
it fights anybody. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard.
So had you, at the very start of this demo, run straight into the camp, right into that spotlight and engaged the big fight, you would have been fighting the whole group and things like that robot would have been triggered immediately and you would only be targeting you.
Yes,
exactly.
Right, okay.
I mean, we can do it, but it'll. I did it.
I'm more than happy to show you. It won't last very long. Last time we had the robot bouncing on the bridge and then just took it out straight.
Yeah.
Nice.
We really encourage you to have to really scope out your encounters before you engage them.
So yeah, we've given because we know the layout of the level and we have scoped it out, so to speak. Got Selma at the support role, Dux, as you know, here, and Bormin here. And the reason why we put him here is because he's actually quite close to that big guy on the bridge and another guy up the top there. We wanted him to kind of draw a lot of fire from these local ghouls. And then the robot we've reprogrammed, so he should hopefully draw the fire of Grey One, who's the boss of the camp, which is just behind that generator at the top of the screen.
Right.
And the ghouls near her as well, right? He's got no chance of hitting these guys with his ranged shot. We've got a rifle ghoul, tends to enjoy sticking away at a distance using his ranged weapon. Heavy ghoul, pain in the neck. He wants to charge through walls to get to you. Very, very troublesome.
Yeah, and he knocks you down for a couple of turns as well, which is very troublesome because you can't really defend yourself when you're down. So
no, and the other guys can take pot shots at you when you're on the ground. Pyro ghoul, he's just a bit of an idiot, and we don't want to deal with him. So I'm going to
keep throwing Molotovs at you, which does damage over time.
Right.
Which is not good for us. So
Nah.
we need to get these two are probably our biggest problem right here.
So I'm going to do something I really enjoy. I like taking away their stuff because I think they've got little enough as it is, so I can only make life worse. So I'm chucking a grenade at this guy. I'm going to do some damage to him. Going to draw their attention to Bormin, and I'm going to remove his cover, hopefully.
And you forgot stone skin on.
Oh, I forgot to. I'll do it next time now. All
It's
right.
okay.
Right.
Just going to take a big volley of attacks and then.
Yeah, he's still quite tough.
Yeah.
So Duck's got a good chance, 100% crit, 100% shot for Rifle Ghoul. Grey one a little bit less. Pyro Ghoul, forget about it.
Well, 50-50 is still not exactly. Forget about it. You have a 50-50
50% chance of losing as well.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to kill you.
I'd rather just get
Alright.
this guy. I think Grey One's going to be dealing with the big robot when he's activated, and that's going to be a lot of fun because we can watch them chip each other away, and then we go and mop up the survivors. Now this shot, I can probably get this, but let's give it a try.
We've missed the last few times.
Oh,
Oh, I
Ah.
actually got it this time.
Yeah, I missed the last few times, and it just it becomes
Okay.
a pain.
I
So we
mean,
go.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So the camp is waking up now, so everyone's kind of everybody knows we're here. Predictably, he's gone nuts. This guy.
But we're because we planned properly. We're in good tactical positions.
Nice. And hopefully this is gonna cause them some issues.
Yeah, this guy's going to be a bit of a headache for those guys.
I think now they've noticed that.
Yeah, Grey One's noticed this. So she made a big error in leaving it unguarded. That
I like that it just walks through all the cover as well.
The thing with this tactical game, I mean, you've really got to think on your feet a lot more than you would do in a traditional tactical game.
So I'm just going to position Selma over here. We've
Yeah.
got this Rifle Ghoul here.
I'll take his cover off him.
Yeah, let's get rid of his cover. Again, taking away what little they have.
Exactly.
Super capitalists. So good, that's going to draw him out into the open. Right, Ducks. Great shot on Heavy Ghoul. Rifle Ghoul. It's not going to take him out. I think I'm just going to go for the Heavy Ghoul and take some of the heat off
Don't
for
even
me.
think you're worth
Probably draw the Heavy Ghoul to me, but the good thing about the Heavy Ghoul is he can't climb ladders.
Right.
So if Ducks can... Oh, the Pyro Ghoul wants a bit of roast pork for dinner.
Oh, I think did that flame effect hit the heavy ghoul then as well?
Yeah, the Heavy Ghoul will be affected by that. The Pyro Ghoul's a little bit of a psycho. And Grey One took cover on there, believing she'd be safe, but she still took a hefty amount of damage. So let's just reload with the state switcher, and then we've got the Heavy Ghoul close. So I'm going to use the Moth Wings again, and just get myself a height advantage and take more damage off this Heavy Ghoul. It's not enough.
Hit your critical damage now.
It's not enough to kill him. Anybody else? It's a good shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him because he's a real nightmare. Early on, he will remove our cover. That's one thing, and he'll just get through anything to get to us. Where's that guy? He's trying to flank Selma now.
He is flanking you. Okay, so I would you're in a bit of trouble here, man.
I am a bit of trouble. Is he?
What
an
is
Overwatch?
Selma's mutation?
Yes, use her vines.
I'd rather use that on the Heavy Ghoul, to be honest.
Stop.
Oh, so that stops movement.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she
got
can
it.
take control of the tree roots and
It's got the vines, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Let's do that because the Rifle Ghoul, he's probably gonna hit me. But he'll.
I'll put her into cover. now.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
you,
put him to cover. Where I've only got low cover here. That's all I can do. Can
Can you get inside the hut?
Yeah, get
There we
inside
go.
the
Yeah,
hut.
there we go.
That's a good spot.
Oh.
Let's get out of this.
Yeah, we'll mop him up in a little while. Now, Borman's in the middle of the fire. I want to get out of that. I'm going to try and get rid of the Pyro Ghoul with Borman. Now, I've got only a 25% shot from there. That's not really any good. So I'm going to use an ability called the Run and Gun, which will actually let me take both of my action points.
Ah, cool.
And then a shot after that. 75% chance is a lot better. Oh, that was a great one. So
Sometimes this misses too, so maybe.
If you hit me,
got a knock back on it.
Oh, nice.
Never
Full
carry
damage.
Molotovs.
Oh god, that went well.
Yeah, you never carry Molotovs in your pocket. That's, has your mum ever told you that? Or was it fireworks? I don't know.
Both at the same time.
He didn't read his safety instructions there. So, of course, for press reasons, we have a robot destroying everything.
Yep.
And also, that's how it is in the game, to be honest. Let's have a little look. So we've got Grey One there. She's very formidable, but she's not in Overwatch at the moment. Shall I whack Borm in here, put him in Stone Skin and Overwatch? Let's put him in Stone Skin first, just in case she isn't in Overwatch.
The interesting thing with the robots when you come across them as well is that they're not really allied to anyone in particular. They're just left over from the old days. Still hanging around, causing trouble.
Shall I take the shot?
50-50? Yeah, come on. Let's do it. 50-50.
Got me shaking in my back.
Oh, you
Beautiful.
lucky one.
Nice.
And knock
You
back
lucky
again.
son.
If she wasn't a high spot, she'd of course be dead at this point. And he can easily get rid of this guy, and he's a headache. That'll teach him to hang around.
So you see, that's what I mean. We should always bind the heavy ghoul.
Yeah.
They don't run around and cause trouble.
Oh, what can I do with this? Oh.
75?
Yeah, let's give him a headache.
Time to kick some ass.
Like a robot. I think maybe he will get caught by the robot. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
think it's probably quite useful to have at least something left alive next to the robot for now. Well, the grey one's still there as well.
Yeah, she's she can do a lot of damage.
Well, she's just on Overwatch
She's
as well.
very cautious today.
Okay.
Thanks for that robot.
I am.
How'd you miss? How'd you miss from there?
She didn't have a 100% chance, so there's a percentage
Oh,
there. So their housing has been ruined.
I don't know where they're sleeping tonight.
Their starter
Just
home has been destroyed. Never mind. Wow,
Oh,
we've still got this
shoot
rifle
you.
ghoul as well, haven't we, here?
Yeah, but he's not on Overwatch. So
I'm going to put her here, out of the fire, for starters. And I'm going to let her start chipping away at the robot, I think. We're going to need to do
You
that.
want to live through this?
But
Today, Dick.
see if he likes that. So,
butt shot.
butt shot. So,
Alright,
Grey
okay.
One's still going.
Yeah, it's a shame she's not on fire, so she would die over time.
Shall I give her a grenade or something?
yeah, at least
She
so,
likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
How about this Grey One? Happy Christmas. There you go.
Grenades are just guaranteed damage as
Yeah.
long as you're in range.
Yeah.
They're good for dealing damage and also destroying cover.
So let's have a reload here. Sister Robot's not got any. He's not. I'm not going to use the circuit breaker yet, but we can use the circuit breaker to hold him in position. But it's okay if he wants to move a little bit nearer. He takes one turn to charge his weapon.
Oh no!
Damn.
Selma down. It's always that rifle ghoul that gets you.
So the
Hiding
soul,
around,
isn't it?
hiding.
And does that mean anything outside of this battle? Like she'll be revived once the
It
If you
depends on
win.
it depends on the difficulty level. We have everything from she'll just be revived and rejoin the party at the end of the battle on the easier difficulties, up to she will revive with half health, all the way up to permadeath
Yeah.
on the much harder difficulty.
right.
I'm just going to use the circuit breaker skill that Dux has. It can disable the robot because the robot's targeting Dux at the moment. It's going to destroy his cover and destroy, well, maybe him as
Yeah,
well.
it'll probably destroy.
So let's use this. It works like an EMP, so that'll hold
Right.
it in place. We'll
Then
probably
we-
get round to save Selma, but I think we can kill these guys off before that happens. Do I have any?
There you go, no ammo.
No ammo, have I? Let me just reload. It's okay. I'll just start bringing him round, and then I'll stick him in Overwatch, but I don't think it's going to hit him. Oh no, I can't do that yet. I've run out of action points.
Alright, okay.
No line of fire. The toilet is blocking the shots.
It's a toilet.
Toilet-based issues again. Right.
Just shit your problems out.
Yes. Well, what are we going to do about that? I think I'm going to have a go at him. Might damage
Oh.
me from this distance. We'll
Yeah, you
see.
should stealth skin first, mate.
I know.
Ah,
Oh,
no,
still
you're
not
right.
dead.
He's gonna come back.
So that means Selma's gonna bleed out this
Where's
time?
that? What's that ghoul? Is that ghoul right next to him?
Yeah, you got self.
Oh, is that in range of a
Where is he
could a
hiding?
grenade?
Is he hiding along here somewhere?
No, he's there, just next to Selma.
Is he? Do
Yeah.
you reckon we can get him with the explosion from the guy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, let's just do it. We'll have a nice finish where he just
Double there.
There we go.
Oh, it hit Borman as well.
Norman took a hit.
I think that ghoul's dead meat as well. Let's see if we snap.
No,
back in.
he's
It's still going.
covered by the car.
What a
wasn't
pain. 61%. Let's take it.
Wanna go, Flapjack?
Yes.
Nice.
Poor Selma, but she'll come back again. We're on a lower difficulty level, so.
Nice work. That played out a lot differently to like last time I watched you guys play through this. In fairness, you did do it without losing a single character.
Yeah, I think it was me playing last time.
There's not a difference.
Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, I play it differently, but that's the thing, right? The team plays the game differently, so it's quite entertaining when we sit like on a Friday with a beer and watch each other like take shots at the game, right?
Yeah, and it's quite useful from my perspective to see it play out differently and see the sort of more dynamic side of it.
I've also removed the home from the fly, as you can see. They have no home any longer. Again,
That's a really, really important thing.
it's
right
because I got my top hat on. I'm a massive capitalist.
Yeah.
One of the 1%ers. And then you've got the little this little thing. Shall we show it? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I was sure.
Okay. And this was sent out to our investors last year when we sent them a demo of the game, just to prove that they played through and just to say, yeah, it's all good.
Nice.
Yeah.
And with that, the demo wrapped up. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this early playthrough, and if you've got any questions about it, ask away in the comments because I'll be keeping an eye on them for the next couple of days. Alright, see you next time.